Hello everyone, and welcome to the third Spear Center episode of the 2023 fall semester. I'm your host, Christian Vieira.
And I'm Aaron Johnson.
After enduring a challenging start with just 2 wins under their belt, the Spartans have pulled off an incredible turnaround, securing 2 consecutive victories and improving their season record to 3-5. In their latest thrilling homecoming matchup against Utah State, they left fans on the edge of their seats. Matt Weiner and Nate Kenelau are here to give an in-depth look at SJSU's victory.
And we're back with our football segment of the week. Matt, let's talk a little bit about how San Jose State has kind of accumulated this 2-game winning streak. What's been the secret sauce behind these last 2 victories?
It's not so secret. Run the ball. I mean, we saw how that played out against New Mexico. They dropped a 50 burger on them. This past week, phenomenal game against Utah State. Another just great offensive showing. Guess what happened in both those games? Ran the ball for 250-plus yards in each one. So, I mean, there's no secret sauce. And I think the fact that it's not secret, you kind of have to lean into that. It's really simple, actually. Just run the ball. Just run the ball. It's that simple.
Right.
And it's not a fancy run attack as well for the most part. It's pretty simple.
Right. And, guys like Kwali and Kyrie, that 1-2 duo has just been doing really well. I mean, Kyrie is on a record pace this year and having a career year. Kind of looking ahead to Hawaii. I mean, how big is this game? Obviously Hawaii is not the best team in the Mountain West, but how big is this game for our quarterback, Chevin Cordero? I mean, he's going back. It's his homecoming. He's played Hawaii last year, but this will be first time back in Hawaii. It's a senior season. I mean, what's that going to be like? What are you expecting?
Yeah, I mean, we just talked to Chev, like 25 minutes ago, like a half hour ago.
Right.
He is one of those things where he knows it's emotional. He's not trying to make anything of it, but the reason why he came here was kind of a big deal, obviously, with the Todd Graham resignation, kind of the toxic culture that he fostered. You have this mass exodus to hopefully get things in motion for Todd Graham to exit, which he eventually did, and now Chev's here and he's happy. So I think a lot will be made out of this by the media, the fans, but I don't think Chev is trying to do a lot. Oh, he did say the one big thing that I remember is the steak and beans.
Oh yeah. And he, I talked to...
Or like, because that was the thing, it was so odd. So he said, one of the first things he'll get here is his dad's steak and beans. And we're like, but can't you have steak and beans? I think one of the Hawaii media said, can't you have steak and beans in San Jose? He was like, yeah, but it's my dad's.
Exactly.
It's special.
No, I actually
So that's like, yeah.
I talked to his dad yesterday about that, and he told me that, steak and beans is his favorite thing to eat. And it's just funny to kind of hear Chev's perspective on it. And his dad said he's been making it since he was like 8 years old. So not surprising there. Now, obviously Hawaii, they have to get through Hawaii because the bowl game implications and everything like that. They can lose about 1 game the next 4. So, but going into that, I mean, let's say they beat Hawaii. How big is this bye week and then the week after going into Fresno? I mean, that's going to be a very pivotal 3 games: Fresno, San Diego State, UNLV. How big is that Fresno game in 2 weeks?
Right. So that's the thing that we have to make sure, like, audience, fans know about. That we started 1-5 and now we are 3-5. And there's a good chance that we could still make a bowl game. This Hawaii game, the whole point of this Hawaii game is to fix things up, clean things up, so you could then hit the ground running against Fresno State, which out of the remaining games, like you mentioned, Fresno State is the hardest game to win. I mean, they are tough, which is why this Hawaii game is, yes, and I touched on it, right? Running game is phenomenal, but you have to make sure there's a balanced attack. You have to make sure Malachi Miller gets going. You have to make sure Nick Nash gets going. You have to make sure other facets of the pass game gets going. Because against the Bulldogs, who has the second best run defense in the league, you can't just run the ball the whole time.
Right, and that Fresno State defense. I mean, historically speaking, San Jose State that's kind of been their wall, right? It's very few times that they've been able to have success, especially running the ball against that Fresno State defense. You kind of touched on Nick Nash, Malachi Miller. I would even throw Matthew Coleman in there.
Right.
Those guys, we haven't seen, going back to that Utah State game this past Saturday, I think Chev went only 15 for 20, and he didn't complete a pass that wasn't a screen pass until the 3rd quarter. I mean, just how pivotal are those pieces going to be, not just for Fresno State, but for Hawaii and this 4-game stretch that they have going forward?
I mean, you need that. You can't just rely on the run game and screen passes. And like kind of what we've seen with the run game is that the way the receivers are getting involved right now is that you establish it and then we have play action, just deep bombs. We saw that against New Mexico, but that was when they were up. The game was kind of decided by that point, essentially. And same thing, there was another deep bomb to Nick Nash this past week. So you have to get other guys involved because you can't just sprinkle in those like 30, 40 plus yard touchdowns.
Right, for sure. All right, guys, thank you so much. We'll throw it back to our anchors.
Thank you, guys. Let's hope the Spartans can keep up this momentum as they get ready to take on Hawaii. What's up, everybody? I'm Christian Vieira, reporter for The Spear, and I'm here at California Wet Burrito to try SJSU Spartans offensive lineman Fernando Carmona Jr.'s burrito, also known as Fernando's Burrito. Let's go! Carmona sealed the deal with California Wet Burrito in February, and now the relationship has evolved into his name, image, and likeness being used for a burrito on their menu. Fernando's Burrito is a California-style burrito filled with French fries, double the carne asada, double sour cream, extra Monterey Jack cheese, and extra smoky chipotle salsa. First initial thoughts on this burrito. Fernando, you did a great job. First bites, I get that sour cream and that chipotle sauce oozing out. Great. And then I get to the carne asada and it's just like perfectly cooked. The French fries in there, just all mixed in with the melty cheese. First couple bites, good. Let me give you a halftime update in a little bit. Now let's kick it to head coach Brenton Brennan to hear his thoughts on the burrito.
It makes sense that it's an O-lineman burrito, right? You know, it's not for the faint of heart. You know, it's it's one, at the ripe old age of 50, I'm a half. You know, it's not a, getting through that thing on a single sit down is quite a task for me.
Now let's see how I'm doing with the burrito. All right, Coach Brennan, you were right. This is more of a half burrito, if anything. The $17.95 price tag, you get what you pay for. I am defeated. Fernando, you defeated me. This burrito is still awesome, amazing, and I'm gonna have some good leftovers. This is Christian Vieira signing out from California Wet Burrito. See you later.
Thank you, Christian. Man, I might have to go buy one of those burritos myself once we're done here.
I'm down to get another one. That is a wrap for us here at Spear Center. Be sure to follow at the Spear SJSU for all things SJSU sports related. For the Spear, I'm Christian Vieira.
And I'm Aaron Johnson.
Thank you, and we'll catch you next time.